process is either thinking about it and thinking about what materials to use and how to convey the whole concept and ideas and thoughts and feelings that go into the actual piece, and how people will be sort of confronted with the piece and what they will get from it. I think I try to work that all into the scheme of the installation. Depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing things that are not so installation oriented, I think I draw a lot more from things in nature, things that are more like forces in nature, and things that deal with the interaction of people within in nature. And for me, myself personally, I do a lot of I guess you say get a lot of I should say more inspiration as opposed to information, which is probably the same thing. From my background spiritually in the voodoo religion, a lot of that comes from that, and I try to translate some ideas in more of a, I guess you say, contemporary context, if it's possible, into metal and sometimes paint and different materials. I try to do that. Yeah. As a priest, because I'm a priest in voodoo religion, and for me, an altar is a total is something more of a sacred kind of. I want to use the word installation, but because that's more related to more creative sense of visual context. But altar more or less is something that's put for a reason that you're trying to give in terms of honor and some type of thanksgiving or something. And so the installation I'm doing is not necessarily an altar, but more of something in honor and a memorial in a sense that way. In the voodoo tradition, we don't really, let's just say, honor ancestors in the way that I would say you would honor in where you would have in the Mexican tradition, when you have the Day of the Dead, where actually people may go to a cemetery and actually families would go and bring dinners and sit and have a big celebration. But it's the same in the same way out in Haiti, where the African slaves that came there, they came from different regions of Africa, but the only way that they could actually pull it together, they had to create a total different system, which we call it the Gede system. And there was a priest that was there that actually was able to pull different aspects of the spirit within from different people that came from the Congo and people that came from different parts of Africa, even the Yoruba that were pulled from there. And then because they came from a different sort of religious sort of system, it was difficult for the people to understand what to do in a spiritual context. So he actually created one system, and the system came under that, which we call the Gede. And every year, same time that they would have the Day of the Dead, in Haiti we celebrate Gede, which is not ancestral, but it's just for the spirit of all spirits, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers of all types of past, that we come to celebrate the spirit of and a rejuvenation of life and the procreation of life too as well. It's just not about really the dead necessarily. It's about a lot of different things within that. And so we we celebrate that during the Gede, and it goes for about a good month. And it's just like, not one day, but throughout that one particular time, we really focus on it. Then also throughout the course of the year, of course, but on that one particular time, we celebrate Gede, and it's a big holiday, big holiday. There's some of my ideas and the context from where I come from to try to sort of like the flavor of what I put into my work comes from more a religious, not a, I would say a direct religious background, but a lot of the things that I sort of like relate to or connect to comes from either ceremonies and my teachings and different small parts of the fabric of the voodoo religion. It does. I'm an artist and I'm a priest, Hungan in the voodoo religion. A relationship to what's going on in Haiti right now with the earthquake, and so the way the buildings were built were sort of like pretty much built with stick and stone, no real structural engineering support, which creates such a